Hey guys, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to my channel, and I'm really excited to do this video today. I don't think I've ever done anything quite like this before here on my channel, but a few months ago you might have heard that 7-Eleven, yes, that 7-Eleven came out with a makeup line, and everyone was kind of buzzing about it, and somehow my husband heard about it, and he's definitely like as far removed from the makeup community as someone could get. He's definitely somebody that doesn't care about makeup. He doesn't know who any of the beauty gurus are or anything, but he heard somehow about this 7-Eleven makeup line, and he brought it up to me one day. He's like, that sounds kind of interesting, like, you know, what do you think about it? I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know. And then of course all the big beauty gurus here on YouTube started testing it and trying it, and he got the bright idea for Valentine's Day of all days to get me some, and he was so excited to give this to me. He got me a whole bunch of stuff, and he was like, hey, here you go. Here's all the 7-Eleven makeup. I just picked it out for you. Now you can try it for your channel. Here you go, you can try it for your channel. Isn't that awesome? I'm so supportive, I'm so great. So yeah, there you go. It was really sweet of him to buy all this for me. I thought that was kind of a funny little thing, that he was like super into this, of all things to be like really into in the makeup world. It's the 7-Eleven makeup. So yeah, that's what we're doing today. I got a whole bunch of 7-Eleven makeup, so we're going to be trying that. I'm going to be kind of doing like a full face, so I do have some of my own makeup because I didn't get everything that I need for a full face of makeup from the 7-Eleven line. But yeah, let's go ahead and just get started. So if you like silly, fun makeup videos, if you like first impression videos, I would really appreciate it if you would go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys like these kind of videos, so I can go ahead and make more of them. Let me know if there's any other kind of first impressions that you think I should try out. Of course, I do like to project pan, so I do like to work through a lot of my makeup, so I'm not promising a whole bunch of these kind of videos all at once, but maybe once in a while they could be kind of fun. And of course, what kind of 7-Eleven video would I be making if I didn't have any snacks? So I've got my little Diet Coke right here, and my absolute favorite like convenience store junk food combos. Is anybody with me on this? I love combos, especially these ones. These are the pizzeria pretzel combos. Oh my gosh, they're so good. So let's just go ahead and crack into them because I just love them so much. Oh my gosh, these are so good. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So we're gonna start out with the BB cream. This is their foundation, and I didn't even tell you, the line that they have at 7-Eleven is called Simply Me Beauty, and this is the lightest shade in their BB cream, and it is just called light. I think they have light, medium, and medium deep, or deep. I'm not sure exactly, but that is what we are working with. I do have a beauty blender type sponge, so let me go ahead and get that. And all the products in the line are really affordable. I don't think anything is over $5. I'm pretty sure the foundation or the BB cream was like $4.99. But here is what the container looks like, or the little packaging. And it's actually kind of cute. It's very just sleek, very minimalistic. So that is what the BB cream looks like. Shade match, I don't know if it's gonna be that great. Going forward, I probably will have to mix it with something. It looks a little like peachy pink for me. And I should say that I just started back on my Retin-A, so my skin's a little angry at me right now, especially like in my chin area. It's been really dry and like patchy the past week or so. I think hopefully I'm starting to get over that, and my skin will start to really like me and really like the Retin-A again. But when you start it, you know, you got to go through that like detox phase. And I think I'm just kind of getting on the tail end of that right now. So if my skin kind of looks a little wonky, that's why. I feel like a little of this stuff goes a pretty long way, which is kind of nice. Shade match, yeah, I don't like the shade match. I do feel it's a little dark, maybe even for me, and it's definitely a little too pink. And this has quite a dewy finish. I didn't even read what it says. It just says multi-action sun care skin tint with SPF 15. Light buildable coverage for a radiant, useful looking complexion. Yeah, so this is definitely supposed to be a more dewy foundation. But let's just keep it rolling. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some Tarte Shape Tape for my concealer. My concealer is all blended in, and I think it blended in quite nicely over the foundation or the BB cream, but this BB cream is very, very dewy. And I like a dewy look, but I think this is a bit too dewy for me, so hopefully this powder can fix that. This is their translucent all shades matte powder. I believe this is the only face powder that they have in the line, and I do really like the compact. I think it's really pretty looking. It's a little lightweight, and I don't know if that's like completely translucent. It definitely looks like it has a color, and that is super soft. That feels really, really nice. Let me do a little bit on my hand. Yeah, I don't think that's translucent. You can definitely see it has a little bit of a tint to it, but I think it should work okay for me. Just keep in mind, if you are any shade darker than me, it might not work that well, but let's go ahead and apply it. And I'm gonna use a smaller brush to set my concealer, and then I'll use a bigger one with the same powder all over my face. So this is a really, really soft powder. It kind of gets everywhere as soon as you like floof your brush into it. So just keep that in mind, that it's really gonna kind of go everywhere. But I think it sets it okay. I think it set the powder or the foundation okay. I don't look super cakey. I've got brush hair all over my face. That brush is not very good. But yeah, you can still see a little bit of the radiance coming through with the foundation, but it definitely toned it down a little bit, which is good. So let's just move on to some bronzer. So this is what the bronzer looks like, and again, I think this is the only one that they came out with so far. This is called Sun Glow, and this is a matte and shimmer bronzer. So of course, as you can see, there are two different sides to the pan, so I will go ahead and swatch those. Very, very soft, just like the other powder. And I think this one here is supposed to be the shimmery side, and it's really, okay, now I can see it a little bit more. Very subtle though, which is nice. And then this one is the matte side, and I think they're decently pigmented. I'm gonna go ahead and mix them together on my brush, because I think this one is a little too red, and this one is quite light. So hopefully by like mixing them together, we can get a nice color. All right, so I'm gonna dip a little in here, a little in here, a little back in there. Yeah, color-wise, I think I have to be a little careful with that. It blends out really nicely though. So yeah, I definitely take a little bit more of the lighter side, which is the shimmery side, and a little less of the matte side. So that blended out really nicely. I like how it's not splotchy looking. But the color, I don't know. I'm gonna have to play with it a little bit more, and maybe if I just use this side, I might like that better. But yeah, it wasn't like the worst thing I've ever used. Like I said, I do think it blended out really nicely. But now let's move on to the blush. I've got another split pan product here, so let's take a look at this. So this is called the Rosé Color Blush, and we've got like a more peachy orange one, and then like a light pink. So let me go ahead and swatch these. Oh, that is very, very pigmented. Okay, we're gonna be very, very careful with these. Yeah, super, super pigmented, holy smokes. So just like I did with the bronzer, I am going to mix these, but I'm gonna be super, super light, and can you see that? Just how powdery that is. Even just from very, very lightly tapping this little stipple brush, tons of powder kind of floofed everywhere. Yeah, let's go ahead and apply it. So there is the blush. I think it's really pretty. I like the two colors mixed together because I do like a more peachy blush, and I think like this one is maybe even a little bit too orange for me, and this one's just too pink. So mixed together, I think they really like make a really pretty color of blush for me. And then I did not get a highlighter from the Simply Me collection, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on one from Wet n Wild. And that is a super intense highlight. Usually I don't think this highlighter is all that intense, but holy smokes. That looks a little crazy, but we're just gonna work with it. Oh, and I completely forgot that he got me a brush, darn it. Shoot, he got me this little brush, the contour brush. Maybe should I add a little bit more bronzer? I don't know. I feel bad not using this, but let's take it out at least and take a look at it. It looks very similar to e.l.f. brushes. The handle is a little bit more, I think are e.l.f. handles, the black ones, are they? I've got one right here actually. Yeah, I think that's wood and this is plastic, so it's not exactly the same, but you can tell that they are very, very similar. I have to say, I think the bristles on e.l.f. brushes feel a little bit nicer, but let's go ahead and just for the heck of it, add a little bit more of the bronzer. I'm just gonna go in with the lighter shade and try and contour my cheeks a little bit with this, and we will see what happens. Yeah, this is a very flimsy brush. I don't like a super stiff brush when I'm contouring, but I feel like this is too flimsy. The bristles are just kind of flying everywhere. They're not staying exactly where I'm trying to put them. Yeah, I have to say, out of everything I've tried from Simply Me so far, this is the only thing I really don't like. I'll try it again and maybe I can find a nice way to use it. Maybe just with like a translucent powder, it might work really well, or just a regular face powder like this one, it might work a little bit better. But when you're trying to be precise when you're contouring, this is just kind of going everywhere, so I don't think it works that well for that. But I will try it again. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to our eyes. And I do have an eye primer because I always use an eye primer, so I'm going to go ahead and quickly apply that. And then he got me this eyeshadow palette, and I can't tell if there's like a shade that I can use to just set the primer. So let me go ahead and take it out of the box. And if there isn't, then I will go ahead and just set it with the regular face powder. Maybe, let's take a look here. But this is what the palette looks like that he got me. This is called Tones Matte and Shimmer Eyeshadow Collection. I don't know how many different ones there were or are. I think it's just, this one is called Tones, which is kind of a strange name. But this lightest shade, let me just kind of do a little finger swatch. Yeah, it's a little, you can barely see it there on my knuckle. I think that might be a little too dark for me to use as an all over like setting shade, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the powder. All right, so again, this is what the eyeshadow palette looks like. Just a nice, very basic neutral eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that lightest shade up here just to kind of go all throughout my crease. Oh, you know, before I do that, let me go ahead and give you some swatches. So there are some swatches. Some of them definitely perform better than others. Like that first one really is not that pigmented actually when I swatched it. We'll see how it works on the eye. And then this first one here, which is the second one from the top there, was really not very pigmented in a swatch either. But the other ones I think were pretty nice. All right, so let's go ahead and start an eye look. You can see it, so all right. Then I'm gonna go in with this darkest shade here and use this in the outer corner. And then I'm gonna take the bottom shade here all over my lid. With swatches, I thought this one looked pretty promising, but I don't know how I like it all over my lid. It's a little patchy. It's definitely not as pigmented. I don't have any setting spray down here, so I'm not going to spray it. Next time I use this palette, I probably will though, just to try and get as much out of it as I can. All right, I'm starting to build it up a little bit more now, and it's looking better. I'll go back in to that darkest shade on the outer part here. All right, so we're just gonna keep it real simple today. There's no real highlighting shade in this palette, so I'm just gonna go back in with that Wet n Wild highlighter that I have and pop a little bit in my inner corner. A little under my brow bone too. This is the Liquid Felt Tip Eyeliner. Now, I don't really like liquid eyeliners. They really just kind of scare me, but I am going to try it today. Maybe I'll really end up liking this one, and I think this is just in black. I would assume it only comes in one color. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. It's been forever since I've used one of these liners, so I'm gonna be a little rusty, so it's probably not gonna look very good, and I don't think I'm going to attempt a wing because I haven't attempted a wing since, gosh, probably before Ivy, my daughter, was born, and she's almost a year old. I can't believe she's almost a year old. That's so crazy. But yeah, so we're just gonna keep it real simple, but I will try this out. So here's what the pen looks like, and that is what the tip looks like. It looks like it's a pretty basic felt tip marker. All right, I'm gonna try and back the mirror up here, see if that works better so that you can actually still, or so that I can actually still stay in frame here. Sorry, my mirror is on a box, so if you hear squeaking, that's what it is. Okay, that's gliding on super smooth and super easy. I'm quite impressed so far. Yeah, I kind of like this. I mean, obviously I've only used it on like half of an eye, but so far so good. I think getting the inner corner part of my eye is gonna be trickier. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not too bad. All right, let me go ahead and quickly do this eye. All right, so I think that actually worked really well. I'm quite impressed with it. A lot easier than what I remember. Like I said, it's been a really long time since I've used one of these, but I will go ahead and continue to use it. I did bring my other eyeliner out here, the one that I've been working on in my project pan. It's in my little bag here. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop this on my lower lash line. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend a little bit of this darkest shade under my lash line. The last thing for my eyes is going to be my mascara, and I don't have one from Simply Beauty, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pop on a little of my CoverGirl Plumpify. So my mascara is now on, and I also put on a little bit of this brow gel from Soap & Glory. This is called Archery Volume Boost Brow Fiber Gel. I just bought this recently at Target, and I'm actually quite impressed with it. I like that one a lot so far. All right, so I think the only thing left to do is some lips, and I got this cream lip gloss in the color Berry. I think this color is really, really pretty. My husband did a good job picking this color out. I probably would have picked the same one. It's called a cream lip gloss. It looks pretty pigmented, so we will see if it's more like a kind of like a liquid lipstick type of a thing, or like a true lip gloss. I'm not sure. So this is what the tube looks like. Again, I think most of the packaging on this stuff is really, really nice. It's a little lightweight and cheap feeling, but it looks pretty. And this has actually got a nice weight to it, which is nice. So let's go ahead and do a swatch and see if it's gonna be more like a lip gloss or a liquid lipstick. Yeah, that's actually quite pigmented. That's really, really pretty. I'm so excited for this one. And it's got a little bit of a scent, not too bad though, which is nice. Just kind of like a sweet scent, but pretty subtle. All right, showing up on my lips, it's a lot more sheer than I thought it was going to be, which is fine. Now it looks like maybe you can build it up in opacity. You just gotta put on a couple layers. All right, so there's the lip gloss on. Again, it's quite sheer, but I think it's a really pretty color, and it is very glossy. So that is the finished 7-Eleven makeup look. Some quick final thoughts. I definitely think the foundation is the wrong color. Let me know what you guys think, but I feel it's a little too dark and a little too pink. And I don't know that I love the texture of it, like how dewy it was. I feel like, especially going into summer, that's just gonna like be a mess by the end of the day. So I probably will try it at least 1 or 2 more times before I completely throw in the towel with it. I'll probably mix it with something. I do have a foundation that, especially going into summer, I think is going to be too light for me, so maybe mixing those together would be a good combination. I don't know, we'll see. But I think I really liked the powder products. They were quite powdery, but I think this was a really nice just all over face powder, and I did really like the blush as well. I thought the color was really pretty. For the bronzer, I'm gonna have to play around with it a little bit more. Color might not be like a perfect match for me, like especially like the darker side. I don't know that I love that, but the lighter one, it's a very, very subtle shimmer, so I think I could still get away with using it as more of like a contour shade maybe. I don't know, I'd like to see myself with this in natural light. And then for all of the eye stuff, I thought that the eyeshadow palette was okay. It's not the best. I don't think this eye look is amazing, but it could be, you know, so much worse. Pigmentation was okay. You do have to build it up a little bit, but it built up, which is nice. And this, of course, I didn't use any setting spray or anything with my brushes. And then what was the other thing? Oh, the eyeliner. I did really like that. I'm excited to continue to use that. And then, oh, the brush. That was probably, of everything that I tried, the biggest miss for me, at least using it as a contour brush, which is what it's intended for, because it's just too like floppy. And then the lip gloss, I think it's a pretty lip gloss. It is very shiny, and it is marketed though as like a cream lip gloss or a creme lip gloss, and that kind of makes me think of something maybe not being quite so glossy and a little bit more pigmented. I did have to build this up quite a bit, and I feel like this is a formula that would rub off quite quickly. It's not super sticky though, which I like, and it feels really nice and quite lightweight on my lips, even though I did have to build it up a couple of layers to get the color and opacity that I wanted. But yeah, it does feel really nice on my lips. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of what the Simply Me beauty line is all about. Definitely some hits and misses, but if you're out and the only thing that you can do is go to a 7-Eleven if you need a face powder or a lip gloss or something, definitely check them out. Yeah, like I said, I'm definitely going to continue to use the products. Yeah, let me know if you guys have tried this line, or if there's anything else that you want to know about this line, or if there's something else that you want me to try. I would definitely like to look into that for you. You know, let me know what you want to see here on my channel. But thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with me today. I truly appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. We can also connect on Instagram. I will have that linked down below, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!